number 9.
Number 9, they said, why wouldn't him?
Why?
Delap.
I didn't start Delap. Say Jackson Abba.
Oh, Jackson Abba, but I think he will start Delap just because of continuity.
Continuity, Ben.
I
see. How do you see him?
Very, very, very. You know, Shey Gurasi is my guy, you know.
In the cool school.
Yeah, in the cool school, but I interviewed and he's my guy. He's very, very, very humble guy. Very humble. You know, when you meet players personally, that's when you know that players like us are very, very cool. Omu very, very, very cool.
I just say Ushali Roy Sunny.
Akwane de
Bundesliga matches 28 goals.
Oh, she goes to the basa. And Gurasi on any day, Charlie or ball league be obeshe goals.
And Harry Kane also encouraged golden boot.
Charlie
last season.
So he's very good. Yeah, but you know, now if you go to Borussia Dortmund, how much now 70 million.
29 years.
Yeah, 20. Oh. Almost me about 50 million. 54, 50 to 60 million.
60 they will be into 29 years.
Yeah.
Only Harry Kane.
Obviously.
But
he's a very
Harry Kane has been consistent since 2014. Only Harry Kane. Only consistent for almost 10 years.
Yeah,
into 100 million.
Yeah, and the obviously.
Motoka have it saying.
We get on around 80 million.
And I'm
80 million. 65 million.
Into no Moboka.
Ya Boka Bibisa.
Hey!
Ya Boka. Ya Boka Bibisa because we top player 80 million now turn 65 million. Yeah.
Havertz won the Champions League for you, won the Super Cup with you, and won the Club World Cup for you. And Moboka. So all is set in the quarterfinal stages of the ongoing 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. And as we sit here, it shows that Chelsea are the favorites to win the tournament. And not because Chelsea are the best team in the competition, but based on how the bracket is. Chelsea have least tougher opponents to play against compared to that of PSG, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Borussia Dortmund. So Chelsea are playing against Palmeiras in the quarterfinal stages. And it is likely they have about 75% chance of progression into the finals, into the semi-finals of the competition. And if they are able to beat Palmeiras, they have a date against either Fluminense or Al Hilal, who eliminated Man City in the tournament. So Chelsea actually beat Benfica in the round 16, and Palmeiras beat Botafogo. So it is going to be a tough clash. And Al Hilal defeated Man City, Fluminense defeated Inter Milan. So these are top European clubs who were touted to go far as far as the tournament is concerned. But one Saudi club and one Brazilian club says, no, not in my corner. So 2-0 for Fluminense against Inter Milan, 4-3 for the Saudi club, Al Hilal against Man City. And it's not the first time Man City are considering 4 goals this season. Tottenham are shown for Champions League. Team Ben can show for. This is the Man City did 4 goals.
Yeah,
4 goals. 4 no.
They go on.
They go on. So it is not the first time. So, but you give accolades to the Al Hilal team. To Chelsea, that is their part. The team who was supposed to be the favorites to win the tournament, PSG, because of their bracket, they have Bayern Munich. If they beat Bayern Munich, they face either Real Madrid or Borussia Dortmund. You are going against one other tough opponent. So that is why PSG are dropping Accra. But still, we'll see if Chelsea are able to go through Palmeiras. So let's go through the projections. Let's see how things are going to pan out as far as the quarterfinals is concerned. Kobo de be biased Chelsea fans, so obviously we'll tell you say Palmeiras be the favorites to qualify. But we go start from the first game of the tournament, which be Al Hilal, then Fluminense.
Yeah.
Saudi against the Brazilian club. So, as we speak now, Fluminense be the least team.
Yeah,
they fancy to win the tournament.
Yeah.
There's almost check. I'm not going to qualify.
Fluminense in
What's your mind?
But I don't see it like that. I mean, they should respect Fluminense.
Who should respect Fluminense?
Like the bookmakers.
So they shouldn't respect Al Hilal.
Oh, no, I'm not saying they shouldn't respect Al Hilal, but you know,
so
the way people and you know be the bookmakers pay. You know be only the bookmakers, even the fans,
the eye makers,
the eye test for
almost.
They know they rate Fluminense then, but Charlie, you know, say from the group stage coming up to the round of 16, you eliminated Man City, I eliminated Inter Milan, right? Yeah. Inter Milan, they have their issues and all of that, but they are still a big team. So you eliminated Man City, I eliminated Inter Milan. Yeah. So Nobody
be nobody you.
So the way you know be the bookmakers pay. The eye test niggas to the disrespect Fluminense.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
No, where I guess the thing say they believe because Man City had a 100% record in the group stages, and Al Hilal,
yeah,
the thing say it means Al Hilal are a very strong side. Inter Milan owns the tournaments now. So they believe because of that Al Hilal are better.
Yeah.
compared to Fluminense, because Fluminense played against Dortmund, who are not the favorites.
They are not
here the
They
favorites.
played against
They
Sundowns.
played against Sundowns,
Ulsan.
least likely to even qualify to the round 16 stage.
Ulsan Hyundai.
And Ulsan Hyundai. So, but Oshe Al Hilal now. We bought Red Bull Salzburg. We bought Real Madrid. And we bought Pachuca. So he's played
Man
tougher.
City
It was both tougher opponents compared to Fluminense.
Obviously.
So I think because of that, they would think, Al Hilal is favorites.
But this is a quarter-final.
Yeah.
So whichever way you win the game is how you are going to however you approach the game. The mindset is just to go and win the game.
The most important
qualify.
thing is to win the game.
Yes, that's the most important thing. Whatever happens on the day is the most important thing. So it's not about players or it's not about what the teams you have played, but at that particular moment, or tactics working that is the most important
the tactics
thing.
on the day.
On the day, that is the most important thing, and that is why every team at this juncture of the tournament is dangerous because football be football. It be 90 minutes. Some you go fit start game, not somebody go chop red card like that, then he go spoil everything.
Nah, say BBI be true.
You'll be going into a game thinking that where they are funny falla, where they like just like Real Madrid Dortmund game will come there, but Real Madrid will think that you're funny falla, but you go into the game red card, then BBI something like that. So
the Champions League final, no about revenge.
So the Al Hilal Fluminense game, obviously, if you know me and you know my takes on this particular tournament, I've advocated for Al Hilal because I believe that I've been watching them coming into this particular tournament, and I believe that they have the quality, they have the materials to pose threat to every team they meet in this particular tournament. So obviously, it looks like Al Hilal are the favorite as we speak now, according to the bookmakers and then even Opta analysts and all of that. It looks like Al Hilal are the favorite now, but it's not going to be an easy game. It's not going to be an easy game because Fluminense doesn't concede that much.
Very, very strong defense.
Very strong in terms of defense.
Clean sheets.
You see, they don't concede like that.
And they considered to the team that we thought they wouldn't concede. Ulsan Hyundai. And I'm conceded one. And it was like, Ulsan Hyundai, moon. Me first say, I'm conceded two.
Two.
Against Ulsan
Hyundai.
And in the group, Ulsan Hyundai can't put and also keep it clean sheets. They didn't concede against Sundowns. They didn't concede against Dortmund. They didn't concede against
Inter Milan. So they have met all these teams and they didn't concede. You should respect them for that. Their defensive line, Thiago Silva operating at the back, making sure he doesn't have the energy. He doesn't have the physical, ability as we speak now because he's like 40, right? So, but the mind, we are center back. He uses the mind to just operate at the back and make sure that the defensive shape is in a good shape. So you should respect them for their defensive ability and the fact that they don't concede much. And Al Hilal are also not coming in. During this whole tournament, they have not been with their best striker. It is Marcos Leonardo who is doing the job for them, and he's doing well. I mean, we didn't expect Marcos Leonardo coming into this tournament. We were expecting Mitrovic to score all the goals for Al Hilal, but Marcos Leonardo step up and he's scoring for Al Hilal. So I think that
I think the fact of the matter, it has been that during the entire season, Mitrovic has been injured or Konoba, and Marcos Leonardo has stepped up.
Yeah.
Even when Mitrovic was there, I'm on bench, I'm on behind Mitrovic. So he's had experience of playing. So when Mitrovic is not there, he thinks, okay, then let me put the mantle on my shoulder. Let me take the mantle.
Yeah.
Let me prove that even in the absence of because Mitrovic is old.
Yeah, he's fading out.
What I say.
Yeah.
So let me take the mantle and let me prove that if there is no Mitrovic, I can do it. And doing the job against Man City, it's not easy. About 118 minutes. And the coach didn't even want to substitute because
he even had some, issues.
Yeah, with his groin and and he was still pushing. So that shows you the mentality Inzaghi Ediako into the team. So the players now have a winning mentality.
Yeah.
And they were playing like I can be City. We can be City.
Yeah.
We can be City. So if I've played like we can be City, what makes you think playing against Fluminense, I won't have like 70% to 80%?
They will come in full out, and I love their football shape, their tactical shape, the way they operate, the way they pass the ball around. It's just brilliant.
You have technical players.
The way they pass the ball, you could see 5 Al Hilal players. You don't know where they will come from. But all of a sudden they
Most
surround
of
you
them,
and pa 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 pa. So I love the fact that and this is evident in Inter Milan. Inter Milan, when they are playing in the Champions League in the knockout stage, baby free.
But
Yeah. So you could clearly see that a Simeone Inzaghi's footprint is on the Al Hilal team, and now they are the favorites to qualify from ahead of Fluminense.
That's the favorites to win the tournament.
Obviously, but they can win the trophy. I mean, as at this point, whoever is in here in the tournament,
I feel Al Hilal qualifier straight to the final.
Palmeiras or Chelsea will come there. We'll come to the Chelsea.
We are moving there. We are going there.
Okay. So, but I feel like
So you think Fluminense will qualify?
I think Al Hilal qualifies. There's a slight edge for Al Hilal, maybe 2-1. Or maybe 2-1 or 3-2 in this particular game. It could even be 1-0 because of how Fluminense are solid in terms of their defensive shape. So 1-0 or 2-1 for Al Hilal in this particular game. That's what I feel. Palmeiras Chelsea, tough game. That's a tough game. We have met them in the FIFA Club World Cup, the last FIFA Club World Cup. I think 2020. 2022. We went into the extra time. Lukaku and then the likes were all there. So so we know them.
So Havertz won the Club World Cup for you. Won the Champions
League. Charlie has been.
And I'm also in the Casa by heart.
Chelsea
for you talk to Havertz by heart.
It's just because he's a snake.
Snake thing.
Or sneaky under no call Arsenal.
Arsenal into Aska.
When
Motoka Havertz.
We are torn around 80 million. And I'm 80 million. 65 million.
Into no Moboka.
Ya boka bibisa. Ya boka bibisa because we top player 80 million now turn 65 million. Yeah.
Havertz won the Champions League for you, won the Super Cup with you, and won the Club World Cup for you. And I'm Boka.
Boka.
What Lukaku saying?
Lukaku around 100 million.
And the Club World Cup got the magic.
Club World Cup. But Lukaku's issue is different from Kai Havertz. In general,
I just mean say what Havertz has done for Chelsea. It is not, and yes, say what bosses be brother be.
Yeah.
But the little things, the contributions.
He did. He did well for Chelsea. Just like Chelsea Arsenal, no. But the way I moving from Chelsea call Arsenal, no.
But the way Ashley Cole moving from Arsenal back Chelsea then there,
who said the Arsenal wants to be
there?
No,
said
the Arsenal for I can't be Arsenal. I said and we need Arsenal for shoes. I don't know how they feel, but the Palmeiras game is going to be a very, very tough game. Pedro Neto is in the team right now. A Brazilian bonito football. Pedro Neto, the bonito man. So Pedro Neto is in here. He's with the squad. I think he will come from the bench. Eventually, he's going to play. He will come from the bench. I see this game as an extra time game.
Yeah, Chelsea
Palmeiras. I shockingly, I see this game as an extra time game because Palmeiras will not stand there for Chelsea to triumph over them just like that. But the 3-0 will be 2-0 will be. I don't see Palmeiras doing that.
Match
you understand? So I see them coming and then going into the game. Caicedo is also suspended. 2 yellow cards. He's suspended. So it means that Lavia comes in. I don't think he will start Dario Esugo. Lavia comes in the midfield and then Enzo. It means that Enzo Fernandez will come back. He will not move more advanced. Enzo Lavia in the middle. They don't play like that.
Is it likely Noni will start?
Noni Madueke. It's very likely because Caicedo is free. So it means that Enzo Fernandez is drawing back. He's not going in advance position. Enzo need Lavia, double pivot. It depends on.
Then Palmer will play
the number 10 position. The number 10 role.
Neto. And who plays on the right?
Yes. So Noni Madueke can come.
Noni will come on the right. Neto will go on the left.
On the left. It looks like that.
And then who starts in the number 9?
Number 9, they said, why wouldn't him?
Why?
Delap.
I didn't start Delap. Say Jackson Abba.
Jackson Abba, but I think he will start Delap just because of continuity.
Ben.
I think he will start Delap because Jackson is coming back from a suspension where even mentally he is not stable like that. He has something to prove.
Mentally he's not stable.
I mean, Jackson already did not temper. So I think that he will start Delap and then Jackson obviously comes in. But in this game, I am saying this: the Chelsea defense should be very careful. Be very, very, very careful against Victor Roque. Be very careful against William Estevao. Because the boy, even though he's a Chelsea boy, but he has something to prove in this game. the reason why Chelsea paid so much for him. Odimbo. So obviously he would want to, hurt Chelsea, even though he's a Chelsea player, but he would want to hurt Chelsea last time and then eventually move to Chelsea. So be very careful with Estevao and Victor Roque. Paulinho Allen. Also, they are also there, but I think they will not play. They are coming into the game with their I think their captain. Their captain will not play, suspended. What's his name? Gomez is suspended.
We captain.
Yeah, Palmeiras captain is also suspended in the middle. So we are losing Caicedo, they are losing Gomez
and
in
their
the middle.
left back is Piqueires is also not playing.
Yeah. So they also have some couple of players being suspended.
Two important players.
Very, very, very important players being suspended in the game. But I feel like this game will go to extra time. That's my gut feeling. It will move to extra time.
And in the long run, who qualifies?
The long run, obviously Chelsea will going to qualify.
Why?
Or because Chelsea bias.
Why? Chelsea bias.
Why? Because I feel Chelsea at this point have quality ahead of Palmeiras.
Now quality move on 90 minutes. Now more extra time.
But I mean, Chelsea had quality ahead of Benfica. But it's a game. It's a tournament. This is a tournament, so anything can happen. Just like I told you.
So you're extra time team.
Obviously, I mean, but that's how I see it. Chelsea had quality ahead of Benfica, but they still moved to extra time.
Red card, master. And red card can wait match Benfica. Okay, and red card can Benfica. Benfica did red card, then 1-1. It is how can I say that?
Oh, that's not because of the red card.
And I don't the red card. There be what because of quality.
But Benfica, Chelsea were quality in Benfica.
Yes, they have quality.
But Chelsea were quality in Palmeiras. So
oh yeah, me know ya.
The other because of quality.
And I say quality crank. I the Benfica for extra time.
I'm not saying
a game. 90 minutes.
A tournament, a game.
Tournament.
Oh, Batman, a game.
So Chelsea to qualify.
Chelsea to qualify after extra time. That's my gut. But who do you feel will qualify? Chelsea, Chelsea Palmeiras. Who do you see qualifying?
It's a 50-50 affair.
Okay.
It's a 50-50 affair in my eyes. On the field, I think Chelsea have more of the possession.
Okay.
Because Palmeiras, I believe, will give respect to Chelsea.
Okay.
So Chelsea have more of the possession. They'll have more of the chances creation. The most important thing is for Palmeiras to have a very soluble defense.
Yeah.
They should be able to keep their lines neat, no spaces behind. Because if you are able to give Palmer the chance for him to get the passes behind, Pedro has space and he can run behind the defense anytime. So the most important thing for Palmeiras is to make sure that the defense is neat.
Yeah.
And they can catch Chelsea on the counter attack.
Obviously.
Estevao and Yabona, just
Kukuela
go bully him.
Yeah,
that is but if Kukuela is bullying him, now Enzo should be bullying him. So Estevao should find a way. Maybe
invest 10. You don't hug the line. You come in the middle a little bit, just to confuse them.
That guy will worry you. I'm frustrated. So me, I feel Chelsea are the favorites to me. I think Chelsea are the favorites to me. But if they play like they played against Benfica, then I think they qualify.
Yeah.
Because in the game against Benfica, Chelsea played very, very well. They did everything right. Everything from defense to attack to midfield, everything was 100% for Chelsea. Yeah. Just that they only considered late in the game to Benfica. But if they play similarly and have a very sharp attacking depth, I think Chelsea qualifies. But if they don't replicate same performance, then I think Palmeiras might even hurt them.
Yeah.
Because so I think that would be the case. If Chelsea plays similar game against Benfica, then I think they qualify ahead of Palmeiras. PSG Bayern Munich.
Tough game. One of these teams are the most favorite to win the competition.
That's what you think?
That's what I think. One of these. I mean, I've sat here and told you that PSG. I see PSG winning the competition. So this one of these teams might win the competition. I don't see Real Madrid as a threat in this tournament. No, I feel they have so many gaps in their team will come there. But this game is a very, very, very tough game. I mean, Bayern Munich have issues in their defense. Jonathan Tah doesn't have pace. Dio Upamecano, mistakes born on one the other. So with this kind of defense, and Dembele is also fit now. I don't know if he's going to start or he's not going to start. I don't see the coach starting him because he's coming from injuries and all of that. So this is a big game. But I feel like they have issues at their defense, which they need to sort out their defense in this particular summer. I have heard news about, chasing one or two defenders. So
that is
Bayern Munich. So that is what I feel will kind of hurt Bayern Munich in this particular game because PSG are sharp in their attack. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, Desiree Doué, and even if Gonzalo Ramos is playing,
That's when they started
Bradley Barcola. So they are very, very sharp. The front line, they can interchange positions, positional interchange. Barcola can come in the wings. Desiree Doué will come in. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia will, so they can interchange. So that is why I feel that Bayern Munich should be very, very careful with their defense because Kvicha Kvaratskhelia there, onya one-on-one there, brother man. Wasube to me yeshi. Desiree Doué, onya one-on-one. Wasube to me, even Bradley Barcola, onya wasube to me yeshi. Dembele comes from the bench, so they have so much quality up front. So Bayern Munich, obviously, Bayern Munich also have quality up front, in the middle and then in the attack they can also score. Yeah, Olisemo, they are too dangerous, but the deep, PSG defense are kind of solid. Hakimi, Mendes, Pacho, Marquinhos. So in their other hand, PSG are solid in the defense, but Bayern Munich defense,
they have a leaky defense.
It's shaky. The defense is shaky.
So that is the difference.
That is the difference.
And in the midfield too.
In the midfield, I think Bayern Munich have quality to match up their midfield. I mean, Joshua Kimmich is there. Leon Goretzka is doing really, really well in this particular tournament. So in the midfield,
and probably
Musiala will also start. So in the midfield, I feel like they have quality, equally good quality to also match. The Vitinhas, Joao Neves, and then Fabian Ruiz. But in the defense is where the problem is. Obviously, in the goalkeeping role, they are the same. But defense there, PSG should be very careful. Bayern Munich should be very careful with the PSG strikers. They might hurt them there in this particular game.
Who do you think goes through?
I think this game is a 55-45 for PSG. I see PSG qualifying 55 for PSG, 45 for Bayern Munich. But we are going to experience goals in this particular game. Probably over 2.5 going.
Goals in the
Beba because PSG sha Bayern Munich beshe. Hurricane beshe. Only say Bema assist ni bi. Jamal Musiala bit me shebi. When the goals are coming from PSG, Bayern Munich will also get the goals out there. So over 2.5 for this game, 55% for PSG, 45% for Bayern Munich. That's my thoughts on this.
A repeat of the 2024 UEFA Champions League final, Dortmund Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Dortmund has had a very great season, qualifying for the UEFA Champions League, getting their main striker as the top scorer in the UEFA Champions League, and he's banging a lot of goals in the FIFA Club World Cup. Say who could I see? Playing with Bayern Madrid,
yeah,
a new coach in their realms, Xabi Alonso. They defeated Juventus by 1-0. It was a game I thought Madrid could have done better.
Yeah,
and coming up in the game against Dortmund, what do you make of this game? Do Dortmund stand a chance to qualify?
It's going to be. I love Dortmund, but I don't see them qualifying. They obviously it's a game, so anything can happen. But Real Madrid, I feel like the individual qualities they have, I feel is going to be the difference here. Even though they have some system problems, they need to sort out. I mean, Xabi Alonso is new in the system, or he is new in Real Madrid, so he is trying to get. And it is very good that they qualify for this tournament so that he would know what he has to do coming up in the upcoming season. So I feel like the individual quality in the Real Madrid team on any day might come up in this particular game. The Jude Bellinghams, the Vinicius Junior is not playing well, but on any day, if you know Vinicius Junior, Mbappe is back. Gonzalo Garcia, the guy we didn't even thought was going to save Real Madrid. He is the guy saving Real Madrid in this particular tournament. And
4 goals. 4 matches now. He's directly involved in all the 4 matches.
You see, so he is also dangerous. They shouldn't, overlook Gonzalo Garcia. I think if I am Xabi Alonso, I will start Gonzalo Garcia in this particular tournament. Let him keep his shape. Let him keep his form going. And yes, Mbappe Banti, or then on now the Mbappe shape. No, when Mbappe even came into the game, he wasn't even tackling. So I would start Gonzalo Garcia in this particular game, brings Mbappe in at the around 65 minutes, 60 minutes for Mbappe to also come and tension the defense small. But I feel like the individual brilliance, individual quality in the Real Madrid team is going to be the difference in this particular game against Borussia Dortmund.
Okay, so you think Madrid qualifies?
Madrid qualifies in this particular game.
Now, Sehu Guirassy, how do you see him?
Very, very, very. You know, Sergio Guirassy is my guy. You know,
In the cool school.
In the cool, but I interviewed and he's my guy. He's very, very, very humble guy. Very humble. You know, when you meet players personally, that's when you know that players like us are very, very cool. Very, very, very cool.
I just say we share Leroy Sané.
He's going into you know, but Sergio Guirassy very, very top form, very, very clinical. Ono the onya 3 big chances. Obviously, he's going to score 2.5.
He just needs the chance.
Give him the chance, and he's going to bury the goals.
Highly underappreciated because this season we are talking about the kind of strikers you've seen: Benjamin Sesko, this Sporting sector, Victor Gyökeres, Victor Osimhen, and no one is talking about Sehu Guirassy.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, probably I think his age.
Maybe
he's
20, going to 30
years.
Yeah,
and that is why I think it's not really being talked about. Because if you are comparing to all the other strikers, Osimhen is about 25 years, 25, 26 years.
Gyökeres is like by 27.
Yes, 27 years.
Sesko 21, 22.
Yes, Sesko is very young. So I think, yes, he's still in the same age brackets. And if you need quality and potent strikers, I think he should be one of the players you should look at.
Do you know, I was, advocating for Chelsea to go and get him when he was at Stuttgart.
Yes.
He had, I think, is it 15 million or 15 to 20 million release clause? Okay. And Borussia Dortmund went in for Sergio Guirassy in this.
Because Stuttgart, 28 Bundesliga matches, 28 goals.
Oh, she goes to the Basa. And Guirassy on any day, Charlie, or ball league, you be goals.
And then Harry Kane also Nkoji golden boot.
Charlie,
last season.
So he's very good. Yeah, but you know, now if you go to Borussia Dortmund, I'm going 70 million.
29 years.
Yeah, 20. Oh. 50 million going. 54, 50 to 60 million.
29 years. Harry Kane.
Obviously.
But
he's a very quality striker.
Harry Kane has been consistent since 2014. Harry Kane consistent for almost 10 years.
Yeah,
into 100 million.
Yeah, and they obviously. But he's a very, very, very quality striker. So they shouldn't give him the chance at the back there.
Madrid, PSG, Chelsea, Al Hilal. These are the teams you are predicting to qualify ahead of their opponents into the semi-finals of the competition. So this is the Gajio podcast, and we are talking about the FIFA Club World Cup 2025 and the chances of the teams to gain progression into the semi-finals of the competition. So we've already made you aware that Chelsea are the favourites as far as the bracket is concerned to win this tournament. If they're able to beat their opponents in the name of Palmeiras, they face either of Al Hilal or Fluminense, and then they go straight to the final, and they will meet either Dortmund, Madrid, Bayern Munich, or PSG, and we'll see if Chelsea will have the balls enough to face any of these opponents in the finals and then eventually win the title. That will be their second ever FIFA Club World Cup title, and the best team will mean a maiden edition of this tournament. This is the Gajio podcast. Kindly subscribe to our channel on YouTube as GMN Sports, on TikTok as also GMN Sports. We'll see you again in another episode.